body reset. Let me know when we're live.
We are live now. So yes, I will let you know when we're live, and we are live right now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Stream of David show. I am here with the incomparable Debbie G.
I am so excited to be here, and I'm going to tell you all how excited I am for those of you watching the replay and then those jumping on right now. I'm so excited to be here with David today that even though I had to cancel my live this morning because I literally have food poisoning. So, yeah, it's gotten better throughout the day, but I actually have a couple of questions. We were talking about you the other day, David. Were your ears ringing?
They're always ringing. Somebody's always saying something, right?
Right, totally. So we're a fun subject to talk about. Just saying.
Oh, who are you talking to, and what were you saying?
I was talking to Katrina Valancourt, and Katrina started a brand new show on Spirituality Gone Wild, and it's Igniting Compassion. And we were talking about, that's the questions that I have for the stream. So that's I don't want to tell you what the question was because I want to wait until we get there. But I will tell you it has to do with the E word.
The E word.
The E word.
Okay. I guess we'll find out in a minute.
Yes. What is the E word? And the E word.
I'm really wondering now. And I won't know until after I watch this back because I probably won't remember if I'm channeling and you ask the question. But that's okay. That's okay. Everybody's here for the stream, not for me. That's okay. I do want to take this opportunity to plug my book, though. I haven't plugged my book in a long, long time. So my book is The Stream, Eternal Wisdom for a Better Life. It's an unusual spiritual book. So
it's a good book, though.
It's available on Amazon, and you can get the paperback or the downloadable version, whatever that's called, the ebook. And it's different. It's my perspective. It's my story of how I came to channel the stream. There's a lot of channel writing in here. There are 23 core messages from Source. Think about the top 23 questions that you would ask Source. If you could ask 23 questions, they're all answered in this book. So it's an interesting book. It's different. I've been told by many people it's very different than any other spiritual book they've ever read. The stream's teachings are a little different than a lot of mainstream teachings. There's some similarities, certainly, but there's some things that are a little different in what the stream has to offer. And it's evolving, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the messages that they're delivering are getting more pronounced during this time of reset, if you will. And they are delivering a lot of really helpful information to help us live our lives in a more effective way, in every way. So go pick up a copy if you haven't read it already. That's the first edition. We are actually getting ready to release a second edition of that book. But get the first edition while it's still available. I think it's really cool. It was the original. And then I have now finished my second book, the draft of my second book, the Taya book, which is going to be called, I'm calling it the Taya practice, which is what we refer to all the time, the spiritual practice that I have co-created with other people based on the stream's teachings. And we have people all over the world whose lives have been changed by the Taya practice, including Luke, who just said hi, and Debbie G, who took Taya boot camp. And lots of people all over the world have learned to work within their vibrational flow, have learned to work with polarity, and learn to allow their lives to unfold in a very different way than society teaches us. Yes, it's rooted in law of attraction, but it's really not about law of attraction. I tell everybody all the time, we talk about law of attraction all the time, but it's sort of like talking about gravity. You know, you don't think about, well, I'm going to walk outside today and I'm going to use gravity to stick to the ground. You just know that it is. Well, that's the way law of attraction operates. It just is attracting everything to you. When you understand polarity and vibrational flow, that's when life gets really, really interesting. And that's what the stream's message is all about, more so lately than ever. That's what the Taya practice is all about, learning how to take all of these teachings and apply them in a systematic way in your life so that your life gets better and better and better and better. And that's what it's all about. Not perfection. We're not sitting here selling perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. But changing your perspective about everything in the world, everything that has happened to you, everything that's going to happen to you, everything that's happening to everybody else, seeing all of that from a higher perspective. We call this zooming out. And zooming out is a very, very, very powerful practice. When you can zoom out to source perspective, and everybody can, because we're all part of source, then you can stop yourself on any topic. And we live in troubling times, I know, but you can zoom out on any topic and get a really high perspective. And when you do, suddenly the world does not seem like a broken, damaged, awful, horrible, terrible place. And I know a lot of people do. A lot of people, even in spiritual circles, think that it's an awful, damaged, broken, horrible, terrible place. Can we do better at a lot of things? Sure. But I can tell you that focusing on what you don't want just keeps more of it going in your life and in the world. Focusing on solutions brings about solutions, and I am all about solutions. So, and the stream is as well.
Which is why I resonated with my boot camp so much, because I love solutions. You know, we can all talk about the problem, but what I love is when that we're encouraged to find solutions and to look for the meaning in things that's for our good. And it's also, you know, taking Thai boot camp, what it helped me do is see that everything is working for me, regardless if it felt uncomfortable in my physical body. And I've been through a lot of stuff since we've met, David, to challenge this and to challenge it in a big way. So all I can tell you guys is that it's a really awesome program, and I highly encourage you to give David a call, or just go and register and have an appointment with him and see if this is a good fit for you. I want to do a really quick shout out to everybody. I mean, I'm just like sitting here loving life. I've got Leanna. I have growing right, man. It has been a while. I am so grateful for you to be present today, for sure. And Steve Weber, I dig you. Thank you. American Gumption rocks. Cindy, hi. Julie, hi. Alexis, hi. Angie, Luke, Carrie. All right, all of y'all beautiful people, start typing up some questions and get them flowing. Anything.
How cool that everybody's diving right in and saying hello. I love that too. It's nice to know that.
I love seeing all of you guys. I love each and every one of you so much. And you know how this works. You've been here before. We're going to ask the stream a lot of really cool questions. Anything you'd like to ask, anything going on in your life right now that you're curious about, pop it up. I shall ask. So, yeah, this is going to be cool as can be.
Yeah, I was going to say we can talk about American politics in the debate if you want.
Ew.
I actually I was in a session with somebody here in my office last night, and I walked out into the living room, and Michael had the debate on, and I just looked at it, and I looked at him, and I went to the kitchen and started making dinner. Like, I don't want any part of the vibe of that. No thanks. So yeah, didn't watch much of it.
All I know is it was like a major. I heard it was a shit show. That's all I heard, and all I can say is, yep, we could. You know, the streams take on politics are interesting as well. So if anybody actually has any questions, go for it. But just know, everybody say no. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This show is not going to be about politics. I'm a smart aleck sometimes, and I like to just joke about stuff. But I will tell you that, you know, my marketing team is in Australia, and I had a meeting with them today. And I just asked, I said, did you all watch the presidential debate? And, oh, yeah, of course we did. It's, I mean, it's just a global thing that everybody's paying attention right now. And I know that this show goes way beyond the United States as well. But those of us that are in the United States, we're in the middle of it right now. But my stock answer to that is the truthful answer. I don't give it any power over my life. So I feel like I'm not attached to an outcome. And with the tools that the stream is delivered and the Taya practice, we understand the zoomed out perspective of all of this. And it's certainly not about harping on what you don't want on any topic, and paying attention to high vibrational solutions in life, meaning more kindness, more love, more appreciation, more gratitude, right, Debbie? And all of those things go a whole lot further than all of this 3D stuff. And to me, politics is all about trying to control the outcome and trying to force your point of view on the masses. And I'm just not about any of that stuff. So no, this is not going to be about politics. I was just joking about that.
Yay. Okay. So, but I want to see I want to see some questions though.
And you can ask the stream any question you want about any topic. There's nothing that's off limits for them ever, 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 ever. If you're new to this, I am David Strickle. I channel a consciousness that I refer to as the stream, and my podcast, radio show, Facebook group. But I have lots and lots of things that are just known as the Stream of David. It's just kind of a cool name. I just call it the stream. It's just a stream of consciousness that does represent the core of source energy. It flows to all of us. I have an ability to speak it and get answers to questions. The only limitations that we have is my vocabulary and my intellect, which is limited. So if I don't know what you're talking about, they will probably ask for more information, because I have to be able to process what your question is and get an answer from them. I will tell you, though, I've been doing this for, gosh, 3 years publicly now, and I have yet to see the stream be stumped. So there you go. So with that said, I don't think I have anything else for you, Debbie. If you don't have anything else for me, we will bring in the stream.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So what happens now on the show is, if you haven't watched this before, we're going to take a little moment to meditate together. This is a very, very powerful process. So we are going to take a moment to remove the spam that's coming in. Okay, there we go. And we are going to meditate together. We're going to raise our vibration collectively. We are going to set a powerful intention to get everything that we want and need in this interaction from the stream. And when we all do that together, we end up having a fantastic show experience. You get answers to your questions, whether you ask them or not in a lot of cases. But don't let that hold you back. Don't be shy. Type in your questions now. There's nothing is too deep. Nothing is taboo. You can ask about anything that you want to ask about. Yep. And we'll answer. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We are here.
Wonderful to connect, stream. It's been a bit. It's been a bit. So back to the audience, please keep asking any questions that you may have. Angie, I see that you're new here and you've seen it a few times, so please feel free to definitely ask questions. So I want to start with evil, bad versus evil. I mean, evil versus good, good versus evil, bad versus evil. And it really ties to a conversation I was having the other day where people were like, well, what about, and they were going to the extremes, you know, Hitler and Jeffrey Dahmer and all of these things. And how is it that we can actually, is it possible for us human beings, or is it necessary that we find compassion for these that we have perceived as being evil?
We will begin by describing the nature of that which you consider good and evil. We are energetic beings. We are the source of all creation. We are not a deity. We are not looking to be worshipped or obeyed. The idea of a very powerful universal force that is a deity, that it is placing rules and conditions and punishments and all of these things, that is all human creation, human construct. We are not judging any of this. These things do serve a purpose in your world. But this idea of good and evil energy in the energetic realm beyond what you consider physical is all human creation. There is what you call source, and we are coming to you from what you would call the core of source energy. You are all part of this energy. This does to you feel like love, and it is very powerful, and it is a very adoring energy, if you will. The lack of that, or the separation from that, is a physical quality, a human quality. When you all project into physical environments, and in this case, we will focus specifically on planet Earth and humanity, because that's what all of you are expressing yourselves as part of it in this time. The quality of being human is that of the ego. You acquire an ego consciousness, a human consciousness, when you project yourselves into physical, and that overshadows the greater part of that which you are. The soul consciousness part of you. The soul consciousness is still present, but that overshadowing actually allows you to come into physical and have this contrasting experience, this experience of positive and negative. And the purpose of what you consider negative is to inspire you toward new positive, new creation. And this creates your expansion as a human being. And more importantly, it creates your expansion as an eternal soul being. And the collective's eternal soul expansion contributes to our expansion. And as energetic beings, we are indeed expansive by nature. We are continually in expansive mode. And you're separating yourselves from that is what creates everything that most of you consider negative in your world. The cutting yourselves off from our energy, your own version of this, when you are not loving yourselves, when you are judging yourselves, when you are judging others, when you are experiencing fear, these lower vibrational emotions. We speak very often of the virtual vibrational spiral. You all have one. Your emotions, thus your vibration, all operate on a virtual vibrational spiral. Because of polarity, you are all in this constant state of what we now call vibrational flow. And this vibrational flow is continually sending you up and down your virtual vibrational spiral. How you react to this fluctuation will determine what's next for you. If you have a lot of transgressor energy in your lives, lower vibrational energy, if you have reacted negatively to a lot of the things that you've placed in your paths and continue to hearken back to these things over and over again and tell yourselves how awful it was, how terrible it was, what a victim you are, and stay in that vibration, you are going to continue to attract more things of that nature to you. This is the universal process of creation, and we speak of this all the time. And the separation from our energy and lower vibration is what creates all of these negative things. And those that choose to hold themselves into this lower vibrational territory, if you will, are the ones that are performing the things that many of you would label as evil, the systematic evil of your world, if you will. There is not some dark energy out in space, if you will, that is coming in and projecting itself into physical beings and driving them to do negative things. The separation from the goodness that is innately there is the very thing that is causing that. It is ego driven every single time. This is not to say that the ego does not have useful qualities in your expansion. Of course it does. Your ego is the very thing that is driving you forward, that is telling you that you are good enough, that you are worthy, that you can do better, that you do want to survive. That is the positive of the equation of ego. The negative can be this separation and everything that occurs in the separation. From anger and even rage turn outward or inward. It is all low vibrational thought, and it can drive human beings, as you all well know, to do things that you, most of you, discern as not your preference. You desire to never see them. You desire to have these things completely erased from your planet. The issue there for you, though, is not understanding the purpose of that which you consider negative. That which you consider negative exists to inspire improvement. You can certainly inspire your paths to improvement beyond murdering each other, beyond abusing each other. Certainly you can. Humanity has not yet discovered that you all have the power to control this as a collective. And we are here to tell you the path to solving these things always, always, always lies in your focusing on what you want as opposed to what you don't want. The reason these things persist in your world and the reason unwanted things persist in your lives is because you focus more on that which you do not want as opposed to that which you do. So when you are focusing upon the monster, when you are telling the story of Hitler over and over and over again, you are keeping that vibration active. You are giving that persona power. When you focus upon the opposite of that, in your opinion, you are then going to focus on freedom, kindness, joy, things of this nature. Focus on that and not the perpetrators, especially the perpetrators of the past, because that's what keeps that vibration active, and that's what keeps activities of that nature flowing and reoccurring in your world.
Beautiful. Love that. The audience is loving it too. You guys are putting some great questions forward. So I'm going to kind of jump around just a bit, but I should be able to get to everybody. This is interesting. WC from YouTube says, okay, I know that we could be in for some chaos before change. Being a pensioner, I feel like I should be preparing or stocking up, but uncertain. And I'd appreciate some thoughts. And I know what this person is referring to. It's this feeling inside like, we really need to be prepared with all the fires and earthquakes and hurricanes and all of the natural things that are happening in this world, not to mention the human chaos that sometimes should we be taking greater care in making that we have all the supplies we need and whatnot at our homes?
Everything that you encounter in your lives boils down to your belief system. So if you have a belief system that you will thrive and survive with a stockpile, then the stockpile will serve you. But if you're focusing on the stockpile is born of fear of not having, you are far more likely to find yourselves, regardless of what action you take, in this state of not having. You will find yourselves somehow, via law of attraction, separated from your stockpile if you are stockpiling in fear. The same holds true for wealth or anything. If you are stockpiling something because you are focused on the losing of it or the not having of it, you are going to manifest a version of the not having of it. If you are stockpiling in confidence that your stockpile is something that is going to serve you and is going to be a positive thing, and you are not giving it much thought, you will have a more positive outcome. We are here to tell you, though, that you are so powerful that there is truly no need to stockpile anything, including wealth, because you can allow it to flow to you from any state at any time, regardless of what's going on with everyone else around you. When you have these disasters, whether they're financial disasters or natural disasters, there are stories that are told of those that have great tragedy and great loss during these times. And there are stories of others who magically survive and magically thrive and magically lose little to nothing in the tragedy. What's the difference there? The difference is vibration. The difference is focus. The difference is beliefs. Always. Your beliefs that create your vibration are going to supersede any physical actions that you can take, regardless of what they are, always.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's see here. Jess Garza is curious about humanity. Did it actually start with Adam and Eve?
The stories that are told of how things started in the origin of are a conjuring, a creation that occurs in humanity. And what occurs with these stories is they become reality because they are believed en masse. So when you create an avatar, if you will, that represents the creation of humanity as being a male and female that were plucked onto planet Earth, if you will, certainly you understand via your scientific studies that you have other modes of creation that were not like that. They were not as simplified as that. But that is a story that is told and is absorbed and believed and retold over and over again so much and so often that it becomes factual for those who believe it. And we are here to tell you that you can shift your realities forward and backward. In other words, you rewrite your history all the time. And that retold version of history becomes as real as whatever occurred in physical at that time. Because you all create your own bubbles of reality. We understand that this is hard for you to wrap your minds around because you believe you're living in a 3D reality, but you're not. You're perceiving. And everything that you perceive that has happened, that you have been told in your storybooks, you create as your reality via your belief of them. So the idea of a male and female avatar with certain names being popped onto planet Earth and being the origin of humanity, the origin of that story, the original story, was never meant to be taken as fact. It was a metaphor for what truly transpired over a very long period of time by the one that was telling. And it was a simplification seeking to bring clarity to those who were asking. But the idea of two fully formed adult human beings simply being popped onto planet Earth Creation does not occur that way.
Beautiful. And if anybody wants to give their input to answers that they're receiving or how that this is sitting with them, please do. I'd love to see it. And let's go to Angie. Angie says, I have a question. When I'm trying to go to sleep, I hear what I think is light language, but I can't tell or understand it. So I feel it. Does that mean I should understand it? And you're perfectly great with the topic, by the way, Angie.
The things that you encounter, especially in what we will call twilight, when you are half awake and half asleep, if you will, whether you're falling asleep or just waking up, you are experiencing what we refer to very often as the energetic realm in a different way than you were experiencing of it when you were fully awake. And in this absorbing or this interaction with the energetic realm, which is all around you all the time, you are perceiving it differently than you do when you were awake, and perceiving it perhaps more consciously than you do when you're asleep. And so you all have these different, you have different tools, if you will. You all have different talents and abilities. And those of you who are more open to such things will find yourselves experiencing things of this nature. And where we guide you with all of this is not to seek someone else's counsel on exactly what it means, because there is no other being that can tell you exactly what it means for you, because your mind is communicating with the energetic realm, experiencing the energetic realm, and decoding a slice of that, if you will, just a sliver of experience of the energetic realm for your human mind to comprehend in such a way that you can indeed comprehend it. The energetic realm is vast and beyond human comprehension. That is why you do not walk around with full awareness of the energetic realm at all times. You are here to focus on the current life experience that you are expressing your being as. But in twilight, you do get a little glimpse of it. It is a magical time for many of you. But whatever you're experiencing is your mind's decoding of the energetic realm and presenting it to you in such a way that you can, and perhaps over time, understand. So where we guide you with this is to not fear it, to not push against it, do not resist it, simply allow it, appreciate it, and let it be, and understand that over time, you will come to understand what your mind is communicating to you with that interaction with the energetic realm. And your dreams are very, very similar to this as well.
Beautiful. Okay. And what about, this is from Victoria, what about the lower vibration of how so many people think we all need to involve ourselves in what? That many people believe we need to know and care about politics and the outcomes. Seems so much negative energies expended as currently hating Trump, imagining that he's the end of the world. So I'm imagining I'm wondering, are you asking about if that's a lower vibration? What about the lower vibration of how so the lower vibration that is being emanated because of the politics and elections and things and the polarity. So I think that what she might be referring to is, how do we keep our own vibration higher and not go into the negative of what's happening around us?
As you detune fear and judgment, and you all hold the power to detune fear and judgment from your physical being, from your state of mind. As you detune fear and judgment and learn to zoom out to your own higher perspective, which is our perspective of non-fear and non-judgment, you then come to realize that politics always is about controlling the masses, putting laws out there that support a certain group's ideology. And very often people get into politics and believe they must participate in politics because they are wanting to control and affect an outcome that aligns with their belief system. But you're not all the same. You are all here on different paths and different journeys. There's not going to come a time in physical where you are simply all going to agree with one another. You understand that this desire to control the outcome and this desire to hold others away from their contrast may seem benevolent, but it is truly born of your ego. Your ego is wanting more human beings in this case to think and behave the way that you do. Your ego is needing to stop another from experiencing their contrast, to stop another from living their lives in a way that you do not understand or perhaps agree with. That is the root of politics. Your politics have certainly served a purpose in your world in bringing you together in societies and creating societies and advancing much of the technology that you have created and things of this nature. There is positive in all things, and there is negative in all things. You are coming to a point across humanity as a collective consciousness where you are coming to understand globally that you do not need the constraints of these organizations anymore the way that you once did. So you're beginning to question them. You're beginning to question whether or not you should even participate in them. We are not guiding you to participate or not in any of these things. You are living in what you call 3D. You are physical human beings. You can certainly participate if you want. Where we are guiding you with this, if you are wanting to absorb our teachings, is to not attach yourselves to the outcome, because you personally cannot control the outcome. And when you attach your well-being to the outcome of who wins the race, and you attach your well-being to the well-being, your version of well-being for the masses, you cannot control the masses. You control your bubble of reality, and you have complete control over that. And when you focus on coloring your bubble of reality the way that you wish to color it, you find yourselves in a state of joy. When you find yourselves not attaching to the outcome, zooming out, even if you do choose to participate, being okay with whatever the end result is, understanding that it only has limited power over your lives. Much like the example that we provided earlier regarding the disasters, you choose what you participate in. And if you believe your country is going to be or is in shambles, how is that impacting you? Does it have to impact you? Can you move yourselves vibrationally to a place where, regardless of what's going on in your politics, regardless of what's going on for many in your country, you are not participating in that? You are living in abundance. You are living in joy. You are living in excellent health. You are living in happiness. And the argument tends to boil down to, what about everybody else? You are living in joy, but you wish to make sure that everyone else is living in your version of joy as well. Again, that goes back to your ego. Wanting to step in and hold other beings away from their contrast is an ego-driven task. Understanding that you are all here on your own independent journeys, and you are all here for the contrast. That this is one expression of endless expressions that you are experiencing as a strand of eternal soul consciousness. And when you understand that, this current lifetime, suddenly the pressure is less for the current lifetime that you are experiencing. And when you take the pressure off of your current lifetime, suddenly the fear of death is erased, if it ever existed for you in the first place. And the understanding of life and death and even human suffering shifts for you to a higher perspective. The term spiritual awakening means many things to many people. We would label a spiritual awakening a full-blown awakened event, if you will, to one where a human being is fully understanding their eternal nature and no longer being in fear or judgment of their own lives or the lives of any other beings on your planet. This does not mean that you cannot care or have kindness or compassion about your fellow beings, but you're no longer needing to control their experience. You're no longer needing to control their outcome. You are doing more work to color your own bubble of reality, setting your own high vibrational example for the world to observe. And for those who are ready to comprehend it, you can share what you are doing, and the other beings, and you all understand this because on some level, each and every one of you are doing this in your lives right now. These other beings that are observing you have a choice whether to participate in that or not. And we are guiding you to make peace with whatever their choice is. If their choice is not to follow this and to continue to feel like victims and that they have no control over their lives, then allow them to have their experience. And understand that the ones who project themselves in the path of great contrast, those of you who did not or do not, very often judge that as wrong and needs to be fixed by you or someone, and you want to support that. So you want to swoop in and save them from their experience. But you are not the one that is having the experience. You are judging it from your perspective. If one is asking for your help, deliver it if that is your choice, certainly. But if they're not even asking for your help, and they are living in a way that you do not understand because it is not your preference, it was not your vibrational choice when projecting into planet Earth, we are guiding you to zoom out on that a bit and take a higher vibrational approach to this. Because notice that throughout your recorded history, you are all aware that there have been different modes of human beings trying to control the outcome for others, trying to save other beings from themselves. And notice that it never solves it. It may solve it for a small sliver of a segment, and then it will pop up yet again somewhere else on your planet. This is the nature of physical. Physical is a contrasting state of being, and you are all here for that contrast, whether you comprehend that or not. But if you are here and you are absorbing our words, there is a part of you that is ready to comprehend that. And we certainly understand that you have been taught very opposite of this throughout your lifetimes. But you are here because you are questioning. You are here because you are curious. You are here because you're eager to understand. And bringing yourselves to a state of understanding these things is not something that's going to happen for most of you instantaneously. There is work to be done. This is why we refer to detuning your transgressors, changing your perspective about things, changing your perspective about everything that's occurred to you, and doing this inner work yourselves. And in doing the inner work yourselves, discovering your own unique path to joy and clarity, and ultimately whatever your version of abundance is. There is no judgment from us on that. There's no judgment from us on anything. So understand that this personal work, this inner work that you do, will bring you greater clarity on the paths of the other beings on your planet. And you will end up in a place where you are more at peace the more you raise your vibration, and more at peace with your journey, your path, whatever it's been so far. You can change direction moving forward, certainly. You can be more confident, more abundant, and more joyful in your now. And you can be more allowing of every other being on your planet to have their own unique experience without judgment from you.
Kaboom. That was, if you guys are just joining us and you I highly encourage you to go back and listen to the replay when this is over, because that was great. Okay, let's go and jump into the next question, because I want to mention that, David, I see your questions and I will be getting to them because they're good ones, and they're all great questions, but I just want to let you know that I'm getting to you. So we have Vishan, and Vishan just had a new baby a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations. And they're looking for any specific guidelines or advice for new parents. And I will tell you that everything he just talked about, that's it. It is right there. It is in there. But anyway, so yeah, anything to tell our new parents here?
The advice that we would give to any new parent is to be very allowing of your child to be its own being, certainly, and to exist in a very awakened state from the beginning, meaning how you deliver your rules, how you deliver your judgment, how you inform your child about the operations of the world. The awakening process is not about being a singular dimensional parent teaching spirituality only, teaching stream teachings only, but certainly informing a developing being of what you might call 3D earthly rules and universal law, and having that child understand the balance of these two things very early on, so that it's not something that has to be detuned or unwound from them later in life. And understanding that as parents, you are doing this balancing act always between your soul consciousness and your ego consciousness, as all of you are. And at your very best, your highest vibration, you are actually balancing these things. And in balancing the humanity of your child, you are teaching them some 3D rules. This is not about just allowing your child to do whatever they want to do. You are the parent, you are the teacher. But also understanding that regardless of what you do, you are going to deliver some contrast to your child. There is no such thing as perfection in a polarized environment, and physical is polarized always. So in letting go the idea of being the perfect parent and understanding that your child is born up to speed with now, and you were born up to speed with the time that you were born into, there are going to be vibrational differences between parents and children always because of this. So you are going to deliver a degree of contrast to your children no matter what you do. But the very best that you can do is remember this soul consciousness balance with ego consciousness. The soul consciousness calling you forward, calling you through your human experience, loving you, appreciating you, the loving light that you are all very aware of, the eternal part of you. Your child has the same eternal nature about them. And you will see more of that in their early years. And the ego portion, which you are not going to fully diminish in anyone. In fact, we do not guide you to that whatsoever. We are guiding you to balancing these things, because the ego portion is your worthiness as a physical being, is your understanding that you are worthy of love, and you are worthy of your lives, and you are worthy of any version of abundance that you create for yourselves, whatever your definition of that is. And that there is joy to be found in everyday mundane life, always, always, always. And we are here to tell you that that is the highest form of joy, regardless of how much money and fame you may manifest for yourselves. The highest form of joy is your own personal source connection and your clarity on your purpose in life and your connection to our energy. That is the highest form of joy for all of you, always. So as parents, be easy on yourselves. Do not try to be the perfect parents. Understand that you do not have to raise your child within the rules that society creates necessarily, but making your child aware of human rules will give them a more balanced, satisfying experience so they understand the world they have projected into.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go to your question, David, really quickly. I just want to mention to Leanna that I agree with you, that you're 100% right, that source and spirit are always, they're always with you. I agree with that. So I think you're on a good rule there. All right, so David says, can you please speak about self-healing and how to best change chronic physical conditions through changing our vibrations?
We will start with the fact that all healing is self-healing. There are others, that there are doctors that you may allow to heal you, and there are spiritual healers that you may allow to heal you, but all of the healing is inside work. You are all healing yourselves, physically, emotionally, otherwise, always. All healing is always self-healing. The clearest path to self-healing is changing a vibration. Anything that is chronic in your lives, whatever it is, it all operates exactly the same. Everything is vibrational. Your brain is creating your reality. Your brain is creating your physical body and recreating your physical body all the time. Your brain is recreating your financial situation. Your brain is recreating the landscape of your friendships. Your brain is recreating your romantic relationships if you have them. Your brain is creating all of this. Your thought patterns are creating all of it all the time. And the way that you all get yourselves, and all of humanity we are speaking of in this case, the way you get yourselves in these cycles is by hearkening back and focusing on the thing that you manifested for yourselves that you do not like, and focusing on what you don't want over and over and over again. And that becomes your default vibration. And whatever's going on in your life that you can't seem to shake, and especially the things that you encounter in your dreams, are very much signs of what your default vibration is. And whether you remember your dreams or not, all you really need to do is look at your lives and understand what your default vibration is. This is a vibrational set point that you have all created for yourselves. And notice that these patterns show up in your lives based on the sum of your beliefs regarding your reaction to everything that's happened to you up until now, your current now. And understanding that if you have a chronic problem and you are focusing on the pain and the chronic nature of it and trying to solve it by focusing on it so much, you're going to keep it active in your lives. The way to change your default vibration is by doing some work with your vibrational flow. The vibrational flow is created by polarity. This is why you may read a book or even watch a video that we have provided or something of this nature and be very inspired, and the interaction takes your vibration up and you believe that you're going to change and everything is going to be fantastic. You start doing a little vibrational work. The actual physical work that is required, if any, will follow that in joy, because you have moved your vibration up, and the things that you need to do that are actual physical activities will follow that. And you will stay in that vibration for a while. And then you will very often default right back to where you were before, right back into the old chronic situation, whatever it is. And understand that in this hearkening back and hearkening back and hearkening back vibration, when you begin to work to disrupt that vibration by focusing on what you want as opposed to what you do not, in this case, feeling good, being healthy, being free of pain, these things, you can retrain your mind even through pain, but you do not retrain it by ignoring the pain. You retrain it by appreciating the pain. Appreciating the fact that whatever's going on for you chronically is your creation, your manifestation, born of your sum of beliefs up until your current time in life. And understand that you have a vibrational flow. So when you're in high vibration, you are believing that you can change, and you are indeed changing. But polarity inevitably is going to take your flow back down. And when it does, you are inevitably going to hearken back. You're going to revisit the topic, especially the things that you believe are very important. Your desire for more money, your desire for romantic love, your desire for improved health. These tend to be the top three. And so we reference them all the time as an example. But when you hearken back in lower vibrations, suddenly you're not as sure anymore. Suddenly the pain is bothering you a little more than it was. Suddenly you're beginning to renegotiate what you should actually believe and what you should expect from this shift that you're trying to enact in you. Understand that this vibrational flow is going to go up and down, and the very best that you can do is work on appreciation of your transgressor energy, meaning any unwanted person, circumstance, or event, past or present, in your lifetime that you cannot look upon in full appreciation. That is transgressor energy for you. And until you find a path to appreciating it, it's going to stay active in you. This is why gratitude and appreciation are so important. Gratitude and appreciation for the things that you like is fairly easy. And if you practice that, you are going to indeed attract more of that into your lives. But the things that you do not appreciate, when you change the narrative by finding appreciation for them, for taking something that is a transgressor and making it something positive, you are then going to turn that into a positive thing. And when your vibration drops through your vibrational flow cycle, if you will, you are not going to have that transgressor energy present any longer. And you're going to be able to change your default vibration on multiple topics, and certainly in general. And your life is simply going to improve in this process. This is what the Taya practice is. The ones that are interacting that have practiced Taya can attest to the fact that this works on all subjects. It does not necessarily deliver perfection, but it delivers an ongoing state of improvement and ongoing clarity about how you are manifesting everything in your lives. And then you can set about working on these things if you choose to do so, knowing that you now have the tools to change them.
Beautiful. Can we, Stream, do you think you could talk about the visual, imagine the visual of the spinning plates when it comes to vibration, and the reason why is because let's just talk about the spinning plates. And Cindy, tell me if this answers this.
The idea of the spinning plates is yes, indeed, you have a general vibration, and you can do some work and raise the default level of your general vibration, and generally your life is going to improve. But you all have a couple of hot button topics. And this is where we have used the analogy of spinning plates. You have these little sticks and you have these different topics, and every plate represents one of the important topics in your life. You have friendships, you have money, you have career, you have romantic life, you have your children, you have your health. And you are all trying to spin all of these plates simultaneously most of the time. Some of them spin somewhat efficiently without you having to pay much attention to them. That's because your beliefs allow for that. You believe, for example, that you have excellent friendships and you just meet strangers and it's like you've known them forever, and you enjoy your friends, and that works very, very well for you. Or perhaps your health is excellent, but then there's a couple of areas where the plates need a lot more of your attention. You need to continually go back and keep these plates spinning. This could be finance, this could be health, this could be things of that nature. And you're all trying to keep all of these plates spinning simultaneously. Of course, raising your general vibration is going to help all of these plates spin, but your beliefs are all over the place regarding different topics because of what's happened in your lives. So when you start doing this work, you learn to focus on the plates that need more attention early on, because that's going to take a little more of your energy and your effort to change your belief system around, so that plate will begin spinning on its own without you having to manage it so much.
Beautiful. And so what Cindy had asked is so it doesn't matter what the tail of our human minds spin, we're energy beings and will vibrate at a particular frequency, which will attract a vibrational match. And depending on the frequency, there will either be restriction or flow. And that's why I asked for the description of the spinning plates. So do you want to add anything else to that?
Understanding that we deliver many physical analogies for the energetic realm, because the energetic realm is simply consciousness. You are encountering consciousness. You are not encountering a group of dead people that are coming back and communicating from planet Earth or elsewhere. You are encountering consciousness. But as human beings, it is natural for all of you to want to place things in human-like terms. This is where your ascended masters and your guides and your great spirits and your gods and all of these things come from. There's nothing wrong with using these tools. There's no judgment around any of that. But that is what the energetic realm is all about. And understanding that the energetic realm is not judgmental. And the energetic realm is the very thing that is sending everything right back to you as a vibrational match to what you are sending out. So not being judgmental, it's important that you understand the universe only answers yes to whatever you're thinking. So when you're thinking that it's difficult for you to manifest money, the universe is going to say, yes, it is difficult for you to manifest money, and is going to continually send you evidence of that. That is the frequency that you are sending out about that topic. But you have different frequencies on different topics. All of you do. This is why some of you have a higher frequency regarding one topic and a lower frequency regarding another. And you're getting your vibrational match on all of them all the time. It's the sum of your beliefs. If you do the work to raise your general vibration, it's all going to generally get better. But if you have a specific area, especially regarding health, because you are in your bodies 24/7 and you are feeling pain if you are experiencing it. So this is one that needs your direct attention if you want to change it. So the idea of honing in to a specific vibration and changing the frequency to one of better health, one of more money, one of a happier home life, whatever it is, you can dial into a higher frequency on any topic. And you do that by detuning the negative aspects of that which you do not like. No longer seeing it as a negative, seeing it as a positive, so that the negative aspects do not come and become your triggers to drag your vibration down on that topic.
Beautiful. I want to address David Rhodes' question because it was really cool, and also it's a very quantum question, which I like. But also to interweave it with another question that I saw. So it was, where exactly does the infinite love, or where does it lie? Does it lie within? Where is that exactly within the universe? And then the other question from David was about dimensions. You hear about the fourth dimension, or that we're going to the fifth dimension. And I mean, lots of different things floating around about all this. So what does the stream have to say about that?
There is an energetic realm that is all around you. It is not a place. It is an energy, and it encapsulates all of the universe, of all creation, and it is within and it is without. It is not a place. It is not a physical place at all. It is consciousness. There is consciousness that is eternal, that does not take up space, but is energetic, and it is an energy source. It is very much expansive in nature. And there is an idea through science that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It simply changes forms. But there is an expansive nature of the energetic realm that science has not yet fully understood, because as it expands, it seems the same, is perceived the same from the human mind. We are getting a bit off topic, but that's going to be a key component to where we are going with all of this. The idea of love, as you identify it, is a human emotion. And the only reason that you specify it so much is because it feels so joyful and pure and good to you. The idea of loving and being loved and being in love, it is a very powerful emotion. We are that emotion, but it is misinterpreted as human beings very often as being something that you have to find and being something that you have to conjure. It is always there. The only reason that you are not experiencing it or perceiving it is because you're cutting yourselves off from it. Very often because you're not loving yourselves. That is the number one reason that you are not experiencing love, is because you are not feeling love for yourselves. And understand that you have been taught through your religions primarily not to love yourselves in that way, to love externally, loving a deity and loving your parents and loving your children as something that you yourself are not worthy of your own love. And it cuts you off, and it places you under the control of said religion that controls your behavior, that controls the building of societies, that controls commerce ultimately. When you take all of that away, you understand that you are pure love, and you are loved eternally, and you are worthy of all that you desire. And the only reason that you cut yourselves off is when your vibration drops. And when you are in 3D, if you will, get it done mode, human mode, you are indeed cutting yourselves off from much of that love. And you believe it's something that you experience when you focus upon another being that you appreciate very much for whatever reason. That is our explanation of love. It is not as fairy dust and unicorn as many of you prefer. We understand that very, very well. But it is very honest. We are pure love. We have nothing but love for you, and you experience us when you love yourselves. And you are experiencing us as a vibrational match via this interaction, and you are not here by accident. But when this is over, you all have the power to go sit and close your eyes and breathe and find things to appreciate, and then turn that appreciation inward toward you and feel us flowing through you. We are always present. The idea of dimensions is yet another human creation. Anything that has to do with a unit of measure is going to be a human creation. And of course, all of your words are your creation, all of the things that you label and name. There's nothing wrong with any of this, but we will clear up the fact that there is the energetic realm and there is physical, and there are infinite layers of reality occurring simultaneously all around you. You tend to think in time and space and focus on aliens and creatures from other worlds and things of this nature, not understanding that all of that reality is layered right where you are physically at all times, including infinite other realities for you as the physical expression that you are experiencing right now. So there are infinite possibilities of what's next in every single moment for each and every one of you, and the broader scope of your lives, all playing out simultaneously all the time, forward and backward. And you hold the power in your minds to shift and change that reality forward and backward. And you can even change your current reality so much that your history changes. You hold the power to do this. In fact, you're all doing it all the time. You're just not aware of it. Your history shifts, your perspective of shifts. We are delivering tools to you so that you can utilize this in a better way. But as far as how many dimensions there are, they are infinite. The term 3D and 5D and 12D and 4D, all of these things are the humanization of the energetic realm, trying to better understand. We understand that the 3D is your three-dimensional physical reality. And anything that we describe beyond that, We are using your terms to communicate with you so that you understand we are speaking beyond physical. We sum all of this up as saying zoomed out. When you are zoomed out beyond the physical. It does not really matter how many dimensions you believe there are, or what teacher you're listening to that tells you that they're in the 12th dimension experiencing 3D reality. The fact is they are experiencing 3D reality just as you are, but they are perhaps doing it from a different perspective. The perspective is as simple as zooming out. Release fear and judgment. Get clarity, and you are zoomed out. It is as simple as that.
That is all that we're going to have time for today. So thank you. We have, what an incredible audience today, too.
We have delivered a lot of information in a very short amount of time, and we always end the same way in these types of interactions, encouraging everyone to go back and watch again and again and again, because there's a lot of information that is delivered, and it is delivered in layers, and there's an unfolding of information that you have all participated in. You have all conjured this information from us. You have all created this experience that has been experienced collectively. Whether you are watching this live or watching it in the future on a recording, it does not matter. You are part of it. You are a creator of it. And we are telling you that because there is powerful information that is transformative, that is here for each and every one of you who are absorbing this, regardless of when or how you are. With much love, that is all we have.
What a super awesome welcome back. Da, 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 welcome back. Poor Shayak. That was seriously awesome. They're just having a blast right now. That was so much. That was so much fun, wasn't it, everybody? Oh my God, it was a blast. I want to thank all of you for being such a phenomenal audience. My God, what great questions. So go to thestreamofdavid.com/Taya Bootcamp, thestreamofdavid.com or /Taya, TYA. Seriously, book a session with David and see if this is a good fit for you. I can tell you it was a great fit for me, and it still is. And it's just one of the best darn things you could do. And if you tell them I sent you, then you're going to get an extra bonus, which is an extra session with David, and that's seriously awesome. So
yeah, so I'm kind of coming back to reality here. I'm a little dazed. That must have been really deep because it was good. So I do want to thank everybody for participating. You can go check out if you want to learn about the Taya practice, which is a spiritual practice that we've created around the stream's teachings. It's very powerful. It's very transformative. You can see our dozens and dozens of testimonials. You've heard Debbie's. There are dozens of others from around the world. In fact, we have even more than that we haven't even had time to fully to edit and get out there yet. But there's lots and lots and lots and lots of testimonials from people who have transformed their lives in multiple ways from all sorts of different places. And it's cool that we have people from all over the world in lots of different scenarios, manifesting lots of different versions of abundance in their lives. But joy and clarity and detuning transgressors, I'm teaching that all the time everywhere. Bootcamp is a scenario where you can get in and really learn that with me as a coach and go really deep with it. And I want everybody who wants to take bootcamp to be able to take bootcamp. So set fear aside and dive in. If you really want to get in, you will. And if you do say that Debbie sent you, I always give a little bonus because Debbie is so kind to host. I give her viewers a little bonus, and that you get a second hour with the stream, because when you join Taya Bootcamp, you get an hour session with the stream where the stream helps you go and identify your root transgressors and guide you towards success in your bootcamp experience. And that second hour can be used for clarity during bootcamp. It can be used after you graduate from bootcamp, or you can gift it to somebody else, which is really cool. We do sessions. We charge about $200 an hour for the sessions. So it's a $200 value that you can gift to somebody else if you choose to do that. Also, we have a summit. Debbie, I didn't even tell you about this because we didn't have time. But we do have another summit. We haven't done a summit all summer. We took a break from our summits over the summertime. So we do have a summit coming up on Saturday, October 17th at 1 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be a 2-hour live summit. Mark your calendars. We're putting together a really interesting panel of people that are going to be on live interacting with the stream, asking all kinds of interesting questions. We will have more information coming soon on exactly what the subject matter is there. It's going to be about vibrational flow, of course, and what's next for humanity. These summits are always very big, transformative summits because the stream is coming and talking about what's next for humanity. We had one at the beginning of the outbreak of coronavirus. We did a couple of more after that about global reset, talking about the resets that are going on. We did one on all the conspiracy theories and all that stuff, cleared up a lot of things regarding that. And here we all are, still plugging away, still going months and months and months into this pandemic, which is really a reset, and it's serving a purpose for humanity. And the stream will come into the summits and really clarify what that's about. So mark your calendars, October 17th, which is a Saturday, 1:00 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to last for 2 hours. And I don't know exactly where all it's going to be, but mark your calendars. If you're not in my Facebook group, join my Facebook group, which is now called the Taya Practice. We renamed it for the final time. It's the Taya Practice.
Is this it? Like, this is good.
This is it.
Because I can't find you. I really, seriously. So this is.
Yeah, I'm not going to rename it anymore. I don't know. I drive everybody crazy renaming the group. But we were in Law of Attraction 2.0, and Law of Attraction 2.0 was great. People loved it. They got it because this is a lot further than typical Law of Attraction teachings.
Yeah.
A lot further than typical Law of Attraction teachings. But during the outbreak of the pandemic, Law of Attraction just seemed kind of irrelevant at that time. People were really upset and really scared, and we wanted to really focus on what was going on in the moment. So we transitioned our teachings in that group to Global Reset.
Right.
And so we were the Global Reset group for a while, and now and it was a Taya Global Reset group. Now we're the Taya Practice. It's going to be the Taya Practice group forever. I promise it's not going to change again. Well, but everybody that's in there is still a member. So
look, David, it's just the awesomeness of evolution. I mean, really, like how cool is that? Like you're doing Taya Boot Camp. You've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and it's just that awesome evolution, how it's growing and growing and growing, and that's super exciting. So name changes always mean that things are definitely growing. So I'll talk to you about the summit after that. We are off live here, and ooh, look at that!
Another little freebie. I forgot about putting that up. So if you haven't gotten our free guided meditation, you can do that too. You can text the word "awaken" to 760-284-7665, and you will get a link to the Source Connect guided meditation. It's my favorite. I've done a whole suite of guided meditations. They're all channeled from the stream. They have beautiful backing music from Cristo Polani. If you haven't heard of him, he's fantastic. He does acoustic, transformative music. That's all acoustic. It's so cool. The music itself will take you to a magical place. But on top of that beautiful music, there is a channeled guided meditation. And that guided meditation is called Source Connect. And that guided meditation is designed to take your mind directly to Source and to be at one with Source. It's a very cool meditation. I don't know of anything else out there that's just like that. So you can text AWAKEN to 760-284-7665, enter your information, and then you will get a link to that guided meditation. And then you get some other Taya tools as well. And ultimately you get an invitation to take our free masterclass, which is really cool.
Yay. I love that.
Yay. So there's all that. There's all my stuff that I'm plugging and talking about and all the things that are happening in the stream world. But, it's just so much fun to come and do this. And I've been doing this now with Debbie since the very early days. I think I was on with you before Matt, right?
Yeah. We've been doing, it's hilarious, actually. I've seen them it's been well over 2 years now. And it's just a crack up. So,
it is. It's a lot of fun. And if you're into just listening to the human perspective of the stream, you can follow me on TikTok, the Stream of David on TikTok. We just crossed 30,000 followers on TikTok.
Nice.
And I deliver 1-minute snippets of Taya teachings on TikTok all the time. I don't channel them there. If you paid attention tonight, you realize that the stream can't deliver anything in 1 minute. So
yeah, no.
Stream of consciousness doesn't work with time that way. But I do. I take a lot of their teachings and I put them out there in a minute. And we're meeting all these new people on TikTok. Not just a whole new generation, but multiple generations on TikTok that are really into what the stream is offering, because it's very different. I watched the Secret movie with Katie Holmes. You heard about that?
The new one?
Yeah, it just came out. It's like the #2 movie on iTunes right now. I watched that the other day.
I did too.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Sweet. It's sweet. It's very. I've never seen a Hallmark movie, but I would imagine that that's what a Hallmark movie is.
It's got to be really close to a Hallmark movie. But here's what I dug about it. Was kind of a reminder of we really do create our reality. And what I dug is that they took something that can be woo woo and showed the human evidence around
it's a great way to introduce law of attraction and even spirituality very lightly to the general public. And I know we started out talking about politics. I don't remember any politics coming up while I was channeling.
Not really. Well, a little bit, but
I don't remember much when I channel, but I remember talking about it in the beginning. And I would much rather introduce the world to you create your own reality. And even if you're an atheist, this can work for you. You don't have to believe in the stream to have this work in your life. You can have any belief system that you want, but you do have to believe in yourself, and you do have to believe that you create your own reality and accept that. Yeah. And I know a lot of people, when they're new to law of attraction, want to push back. I would have not attracted XYZ when I was a child. I get that. I understand when you're just learning about it that it's hard to comprehend. But attraction is not about attracting things that you want or deserve or any of that stuff. It's about the signal that you're sending out. And if you absorb a signal of fear around something, you're liable to attract something of that nature into your life. That's what I want to help people in that way. I want to help people that understand law of attraction, that have perhaps been a little frustrated with it because they don't fully understand it, because there's a commercial version of it that is flowery and it's rainbows and ponies, and literally ponies in that movie, right? And all that stuff that gets people into
literally ponies.
But for most of us, it takes a little more work because we've got to get rid of that transgressor energy. We've got to overcome trauma from our past. We have very ingrained belief systems from religion and parents and our own failures in our lives that sort of create these walls, these abundance blocks. Yeah. I always felt the vibration of never again. I'm never going to allow that to happen to me again. And once you get a new set of tools, you then have the power to go back and do things that you weren't able to do before because you've got new, more powerful tools to be successful with it. And the cool thing about the Taya practice is you're not attached to the outcome anyway. So if you don't manifest exactly what you want and you stay positive, you're going to end up manifesting something even better in most cases. And that's what I love about this practice. And the universe. It's called Taya because it's trust your abundance. If you release fear from your life and trust, and you can't trust if you're in fear, but if you release fear, you can trust. If you trust the universe will take care of every need. Always.
Always. I know that for a fact because I have seen this. Proof. I am way living proof, man.
You are definitely living proof.
I have a gorgeous townhouse in Huntington Beach right now. I mean, like it's freaking awesome. It's been a really big learning road of 2 years, and I'm so grateful for Taya Boot Camp and the practice. So, all I can tell y'all is just you got to try it, see if it works for you. And my guess is it just requires you being really very real with yourself and accountability. I mean, it's just there's so many things we could go on and say about it, but instead go ahead and text that number, do a meditation tonight. I love you all, and we shall see you on the flipper.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it as always. It was a lot of fun. Namaste, everyone.